Now fuck off, guy. Gus, Jim, Bill, whatever your fucking name is. 'Cause your name's gonna be dead if you touch this chicken. Don't go near my chicken, you understand? And don't even go there. Fuck off.
What is up, freaks and geeks? Welcome back to my channel. Before I get the ball rolling, just want to say, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking about Black Sabbath and Ozzy. So I've picked 2 Black Sabbath Ozzy albums and 2 Ozzy solo albums to discuss today's video. So, without further ado, let's get the party started, right, little baby Ozzy? All right, let's get the ball rolling, shall we? All right, so the first album I'm going to discuss will be 1972's Black Sabbath, Volume 4. Such a killer album. I really love the back artwork. This photo has become quite the iconic image of Ozzy. Seen it everywhere, basically. So I believe this was the first Black Sabbath album to be produced by Tony Iommi. And what happens is it kind of marks the band's traditional, pure doom albums into like more experimental territory, which I think is so cool. So you've got these really heavy bangers like Supernaut, Snowblind. Snowblind is one of my favorite Black Sabbath songs. And then you've got this really chill instrumental, Laguna Sunrise. I think it's so pretty. And also the ever popular Changes, which, as you know, later on in his career, Ozzy wound up doing a duet of this song with his daughter Kelly. And that version of it's okay, but, I'll obviously prefer the original version myself. It's just a cool album. I do like how they mix everything up here. The production itself, I'd say, is really strong, and, like, everybody musically is just on point here. Vocal style, like, I feel like this is really the beginning of Ozzy's maturity as a vocalist. Everybody's firing on all cylinders here, and I just can't say enough good things about it. This album just fucking rules. That's all there is to say. Up next, one of my favorite albums. Like, this is probably my go-to when it comes to the Black Sabbath Ozzy era albums. We've got from 1975, Sabotage. Like, before I get to talking about the music, Ozzy's outfit, what is going on here? Did he borrow his mama's dress? And I mean, I know back then he really had a thing for going out in dresses and wearing just like whatever he could find, but man, like, my man's got some crazy style going on here. Anyway, so this album was recorded in the middle of a legal battle with their former manager, and there's classic diss track. I feel like maybe it's one of the first diss tracks. I'll get to that in a little bit. But man, this album's a beast. Like, it really is. It's just a mix of monstrous riffing, shifting tempos, and some of Ozzy's best vocal performances. Like, when I said Volume 4 was kind of the start of that, like, I feel like on this one, it's like peak Ozzy vocals. Oh, wow. So, like, my favorite songs, Hole in the Sky, Symptom of the Universe. Gotta love that main riff to that song. It gets stuck in my head kind of on the regular. I'm just sitting around. You know it. I don't have to keep going. My favorite song is definitely Megalomania. That's just it's all over the place. I love Ozzy's vocals on that song. And then, kind of going back to what I said like a minute or so ago, the Writ, which is basically, it's a diss track. It's him just kind of slandering management and, you know, the devil, comparing him to the devil and everything. It's such a cool song. I don't feel like this is his favorite album for a lot of people, but the people like myself who really enjoy it, it's kind of like, I don't know, we get excited talking about it. And it's, again, like, this is one of my go-tos. I don't know, it's cool. It's a cool album. It's very different from the previous releases. You can tell that a lot of special supplements were being used during the recording of this, if you know what I mean. It's great. It's a great album. If you've never listened to this, which I feel like most of us have, I hope so, but if you've never listened to this one, or it's been a long time since you've listened to it, like, please pick it up, give it a listen, or just see if it's on streaming if you don't have it. You gotta just listen to it. Okay, moving right along. We are going all the way to 1983 with Bark at the Moon. So this is the first Ozzy solo album to feature Jake E. Lee on guitar. Man, our boy had some big shoes to fill. I think he did it. I think he did. Because this album is a beast, and his playing is just like, I don't know, it's out of this world, man. Like, it's just out of this world. This is also the only solo Ozzy album, if I'm correct, where Ozzy is the only one credited for songwriting. Apparently there was a lot of, like, back and forth about that. Jake says he wrote some stuff. You know, the Ozzy side says, no. It's a lot of, like, he said, she said. And that's, again, like, we're never gonna know what actually happened there because we weren't there. This is just a great album. And I've said that, I know, like, a bazillion times already about the other two albums, but so it was really recorded in a more, like, synth-heavy sound to kind of go along with what was going on in the 80s with metal and hard rock at that time. So you're gonna hear more of that synth. And it's definitely like a more accessible sound. Man, my favorites, the title track, God, so good. Bark at the Moon is such a great song. And, like, let me just give you all a quick story. So we're talking about 1983. I was born in 1979, so I was, I can't do my math, but I was little. And that was the height of MTV. And, like, I remember seeing the video for Bark at the Moon when I was a little kid. And the whole part where he changes into a wolf and he's running around, he's, you know, doing all that shit. It scared the crap out of me. I remember just being so scared as a kid, sitting there doing this, but then I kind of moving my eyes away. Oh, is it over? Or like, you know, running out of the living room at my mom's house, just running out of the living room, running to my room and being so scared. But, like, every time the video came on, I had to stop what I was doing and watch it. And so I feel like this album and that song in particular really, I guess, piqued my early interest into music. I really didn't get to metal until like 12, 13 years old. So we had a ways to go, but that's probably my earliest memory of being like, wow, this thing scared the crap out of me, but it's so cool. Man, Rock and Roll Rebel is another killer song. That's really like an anthem about, I guess, just being a rock and roller. And, you know, he says, I'm a rock and roll rebel, I do as I please. That's kind of where the mindset was, I would say, of that time period. And the song I absolutely love the most on that album is Waiting for Darkness. It's so haunting and kind of creepy, and I remember like the first week or so after he passed away, I feel like I listened to that song in particular like more than any other Ozzy song. Like probably my go-to when it comes to the 80s Ozzy albums. It's a really hard decision to pick this one because I love like the 80s Ozzy solo stuff. It's so cool. But yeah, this is really like my go-to. And that's really all I have to say. And last but not least, 1991's No More Tears. If you were a kid or a teenager in the 90s, Headbangers Ball was huge. MTV was huge. And I just remember being a kid watching Headbangers Ball, and this album, I'm sorry, not this album, but I remember seeing a video for No More Tears, and it's like, I feel like they played it so much. Not that I complain, but man, like, this is the first Ozzy solo album that I owned, and I bought it brand new, or I got it as a gift or something. So, we're talking I'm pretty old here. But man, this album just, I feel like it just has more like of a nostalgia feel for me than any other Ozzy solo album, just because of, you know, what I had mentioned. This really has quite the polished sound to it. It's like almost like an arena friendly style and production. Like, I think the production on this is just massive. And if I can recall correctly, this was also recorded during one of Ozzy's sobriety periods, which, you know, didn't really last that long. But still, gosh, so many great songs on this album. The haunting anti-drunk driving song, S.I.N. I call it Sin. S.I.N. Won't Be Coming Home. The title track, which features like probably my favorite Zakk Wylde solo, and I'm not a Zakk fan by any means. Black Label Society, sorry. We'll save that for another time, but I did like his work on this album, and the previous No Rest for the Wicked. You know, there's so many great songs on this album that I can't even think of a bad one. If you can think of a bad one from this album, let me know. But I feel like they're all certified bangers on here. And even Mama, I'm Coming Home, which, let me tell y'all, I could not listen to that song for a hot minute after the man passed away. And then especially learning that the song was written for Sharon. It's sweet. I don't know. You know, as a kid, I always just assumed, like, mama, like, your mama, and just kind of kept that logic in my brain even into adulthood. So, I didn't realize that. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. And this album, I'm saying it again, but this album is great. Again, it's another one that, when I feel like listening to an Ozzy album, it's another one of my go-tos. Alright, y'all, that wraps it up. Remember, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all again on the next one. Say bye-bye, baby Ozzy.